is a multifaceted approach. Now let's talk about Zohran's victories, a testament to his success. New York City man, this went viral, calls out Zohran Mamdani over a pothole that got fixed the same day.
Yo, Mamdani, bro, we need your help, gang. We need your help. Look, like, gang, why is there a whole hole in the road, gang? That big ass hole. You see all these cracks, gang? And then there's another one right there. What is this? Come on.
Yeah, he has been doing these videos. They pop up on my timeline all the time, and I love his fucking videos, dude. It's crazy.
So this just has to be turned counterclockwise?
So this here, usually righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, counterclockwise where you want to go to loosen it.
90 degrees. Okay.
It'll have a stop. So.
All right. That's it?
That's it. Now you're active. So now we're just, if you want to take a sip, what I do normally is because we opened up the line, I let it run for a little bit.
Okay.
Just to clear out any debris that might have been in there. Now you just let it run for a little bit and then take a sip if you so desire.
Absolutely.
So little temporary. Unfortunately, eventually we can create a little waistline and all that. But for now, to get it up and running, because we have so many to do.
Would you like some?
Absolutely.
Come on, let me hold it for you. You work so hard.
I'll tell you what.
You guys want some water?
Absolutely.
Come on.
New Yorkers have started a trend of tagging Mayor Zohran Mamdani to report problems around the city, and the fixes are happening so quickly the videos are going viral. A dangerous playground hazard was repaired after a resident wrote a letter. A pothole was filled the same day, was posted online. And ahead of this week's heat wave, the city installed temporary water fountains in Prospect Park. The message from City Hall: no problem is too small to fix. We will do this at every level of government. That is like, none of this is shocking to me. This was the method. This is exactly what I expected from Zohran, and he has delivered. Okay? This is what we want. That's why I said we are going to let 1,000 Zohrans bloom. And the pathway to do that is through Democratic Socialists of America. That's it. ASAP Rocky has some positive things to say about Zohran Mamdani as well.
It's the mayors is in full effect. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm shaking hands, kissing babies. Look, I paid for the rent for my grandmother's building. She refuses to move out of Harlem, right? And so I paid the rent last Christmas for everybody, all the tenants in her building. I want to do stuff like that. You know, like, I don't know if I'm like regurgitating, but the mayor Mamdani, he has like this rent control thing going on, and it's beneficial for everybody that's in the urban communities and stuff like that. We haven't really had a mayor, a really political figure that actually gave a fuck about the people in the hood and the ghetto in a long time. Yeah. Or did policies that actually benefited us or people in the ghetto. I don't mean to say us, but that's where I come from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think like now that I'm in a place where, you know, I'll be in my 40s,
How do we do this at the legislative level? Are you kidding me? It's called constituent services. That's what it's called. You know, your legislators do things like this, or are supposed to do things like this all the time. No problem, big or small, is an attitude that your Democratic representatives are supposed to demonstrate. But the very fact that you don't know that is because they don't do it. You understand that, right? When you say, oh, wait, what do you mean? Like at the legislative level, how could they do such a thing? What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? It's not just the mayoralty that does this level of constituent services. Yes, his city services are incredible. But congresspersons are supposed to do the same. They have the capability. That's part of the reason why AOC is undefeated in her district, regardless of how hard they try. It's not because of her legislative agenda. It's because of her constituent services. Yes, I saw that Jon Stewart defended me. Have you heard what the person who runs DSA Watch sounds like? They're a literal child. Why do all your haters sound like this?
All right. So, how is everyone doing on the eve of America's 250th birthday?
I'm doing great. You want to send me the co-hosting too?
Let's make sure no one's muted first. Of those who intend
Millhouse ass motherfucker, bro. Come on now. Come on now.
to speak. Okay, so welcome everyone to this Twitter space covering the Mamdani misconduct files. And today we're going through the document that lays out the full pattern around Zohran Mamdani. This is going to be a deep dive into the receipts. We're going to read key sections, show the evidence, and explain why this matters for every New Yorker, especially parents, women, and survivors. We won't cover everything live, but we'll hit the most damning parts and link the full PDF in the chat. Number 5, Zohran himself standing up in an official city event praising Prophet Muhammad as a moral example. The same Muhammad who, according to the most trusted hadiths, consummated marriage with Aisha when she was 9 years old. Now, this isn't smear or guilt by association. This is pattern recognition. This is connecting the dots.
He ChatGPT'd that speech, by the way. It's very clear. Yeah, these are our ops, man. These are our motherfucking ops. Who are your intelligent ops? There are none. Because if you're intelligent, you wouldn't oppose this agenda. Billy Billy's thirsting over you. Eyes wide open. I want to eat. Fox News is registered in the U.S. is not as news media, but entertainment. Why gosh. Fox News is actually that kind of channel. Bring it on. I'm pitching a big tent. Okay, dude. It isn't exactly a needle in a haystack, but some accidentally discarded rings were dug up. A Brooklyn resident recently realized some irreplaceable heirlooms were accidentally thrown out and contacted us the second he realized it. With a dumped out truck and a little bit of luck, the rings were found. We love a success story. Incredible. I mean, this is like out of a fucking movie.
Look good, and then he makes a
By the way, this has 2.2 million likes in 2 days. It's so over, dude. It's so motherfucking over.
whole fucking advertisement about changing the trash can.
Mamdani, we need better trash cans. These are terrible. Even though you redesigned them, they're just not big enough. This isn't even a populated neighborhood, and look, it's already overflowing before nighttime. So people keep tagging me in this video of Mayor Mamdani saying that he's containerizing trash in all 5 boroughs, saying, Shahzad made a video about it. Yes, I did. Actually, the trash can is right over there. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Cheers to that.
Like, whoa, man, relax. Give them something to complain about.
Hey, y'all see how the world works, bro? You see how in the morning I said there was 2 potholes, right? Look what happened after I come back from work. What, nigga? Nigga, Mamdani, I did not know you was like that, nigga. Nigga, that quick? I said this shit like literally in the morning. That shit gone already. Nah, we love you, Mamdani. What the fuck?
I swear, it feels like if New Yorkers complain about the weather too much, like they say like it's too cold, it's too hot, too much rain, too much snow, he might jump up into the sky and fight the gods himself. And I'm sorry, but correct me if I'm wrong, he's one of the few politicians, the few mayors, few politicians in general that you could see in your every day-to-day life. Like, what do you mean he's leading the charge of a bicycle group?
Thank God he's wearing a fucking helmet now. Jesus Christ. That was one of the most annoying things that was one of my biggest gripes with him, is that this motherfucker's running around, no helmet, biking. Come on, dude.
What do you mean this man is just bicycling in a suit and tie?
See, there it is. He's doing it again. No helmet, dude. No helmet, Mamdani. Can't do it.
And let's not forget, when the New York Knicks was playing for the grand finals, everybody saw how crazy New York was, and they're like, oh yeah, we finally got him. He's definitely gonna come out and shame all of the New Yorkers for their outlandish behavior. Dude was outside with them! Is he currently the only mayor in America that is doing side quest missions? And keep in mind, they were telling you not to vote for this man like he was the devil incarnate, like he was the resurrection of Satan himself. And he's basically turning New York into Central City right now. And not only that, he's done 2 accomplishments that no other politician could ever do. 1, he's not cheating on his wife. And 2, he's not touching kids. Oh my God. Mamdani might go down as the best mayor in history. Not just New York mayor, mayor in general in history.
Imagine the views this would have if the Ellisons did not own TikTok. I mean, I there's only so much pressure you can apply into the algo when you got maximum riz, you know. I just want to remind everyone that the current people attacking Abdullah Sayed, the current people attacking me, were attacking Zohran Mamdani with the same exact lines over and over again. Because I know we feel a little bit of how do I put this? We have a tendency to feel like Zohran was always popular. He was not. He was not always this popular. He was not well known at all, as a matter of fact. So just remember that. Remember the naysayers. Only a year ago, the exact same things that people are saying about Abdullah Sayed, the exact same things that people are saying about the left flank. Only a year ago, they were saying it about Zohran. He's going to fail. He's radical. He's an anti-Semite. We have no business. There's no place in American politics for a guy like Zohran. That's what they said. When we boosted Zohran, he was at 4% in a crowded New York primary. Okay? In a crowded New York primary. When he won the primary, Kirsten Gillibrand came out and called him a dangerous Islamic jihadist. And the exact same ways that they attacked Zohran, Andrew Cuomo did in the primaries, or in the general, sorry. The exact same way that Andrew Cuomo attacked Zohran, they have attacked every single candidate that we have boosted so far. Every single candidate that from this movement. Our movement. Denounce Hassan Piker. Denounce Hasanabi. Denounce Hassan Piker. Disavow him. Disavow him. Disavow him. It is yet to work thus far. So I think the Republicans are also leaning into the same trap. Not because I'm a particularly popular person. As a matter of fact, these attack ads will achieve results. Let's be real. These will achieve results. They will make the boomers hate me and be terrified of me. It's impossible to overcome billions of dollars of earned media, earned negative attack ads in the form of media. It's impossible. Especially if I have no allies on the liberal side of media. Especially if the liberal side of corporate media, mainstream media, is also attacking me. I'm only one person. I'm here by myself pretty much. I just have my community. Okay? But here's the thing. The best way to push forward on this is to reframe the conversation. Instead of taking your opposition's framing, this has been my consistent position. This is what I've urged the Democrats to do far before I became a prominent fixture of Republican enmity. I've always said, do not take your opposition's framing. Do not lean into your opposition's arguments. Do not concede on oppositional framing. My Fox News loving mom is sick of seeing you on her TV. Doesn't believe you are being represented accurately because Dan Bongino said people get clipped. She's also sick of Trump and she's a diehard MAGA. Yeah. New strategies needed. It has to cost them something when they ask about you. Asking, what is the context? Do you know? it, or are you spreading misinfo? Why don't you play the full clips? Why don't you talk to him directly since you only talk about him all the time? Ask me about policies instead. No, I agree. I think those are wonderful ways to counter this narrative. If you're an elected representative and you're constantly being asked about me, one thing that you can say now that this narrative is set is, look, he's his own guy. You can have him on the show and ask him yourself personally. I'm here to talk about how I'm going to help Michiganders. I'm here to talk about how I'm going to help people in Denver. I'm here to talk about how I'm going to help the people in New York. I'm here to talk about the people of Wisconsin. This is a part of the problem with mainstream outlets where they're constantly chasing clicks, clipping people out of context, yelling about random content creators on the internet. I'm running to be governor of Wisconsin. I'm not running to be the governor of Twitch. If you have an issue with Hassan Piker, you can have him on the broadcast. And I'll go on those broadcasts. Like, I'd love to be on those broadcasts. Whether it be Fox News or CNN or MSNBC, I'm perfectly fine going on these broadcasts to explain to them our goal, our agenda. The expectation that like an elected representative is going to know every single thing, every single minutia, all of the context. For a guy with 21,000 hours of unlimited, uninterrupted commentary on issues from a perspective that only recently started becoming more popular, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to clip shit out of context. It's that simple. It's that simple. But there's a reason why the media won't do it. So yeah. Anyway, Bernie's done a decent job at this stuff because, you know, he's been in this game for a long time. Right? When they tried to hit Bernie, when they tried to jam up Bernie with the America Deserve 9/11 stuff, he was like, look, this guy's on the radio. He talks for hours. I'm sure you've said things that, you know, come across dumb as well. That's it. It's that simple. Yeah, 21,000 hours, more than 21,000 hours. At this point, it's been more than 21,000 hours. So what's the expectation? Of course, there's going to be blemishes. Yeah, the president and CEO of the Democratic Party's most influential think tank is now promoting a man who has been caught repeatedly sexting with minors, Neera Tanden, retweeting Destiny, who is doxing you, Mitch Voter. Centrist Twitter have lost their dang minds. They're coming after you, Mitch Voter, with the ferocity of 1,000 suns. Just some random fucking election Twitter guy that they are claiming lied and actually changed the outcome of the election. Yeah, they're so dumb. They should just be pointing out that there's no gaming anymore. Exactly. Oh, there will be gaming tonight. But yeah, Neera Tanden is shameless. I mean, she's shameless. She doesn't give a shit about anything. She has no values. The idea that you, Mitch Voter, an anonymous, previously anonymous election Twitter account, was capable of successfully destroying a campaign that was armed with $70 million is so ridiculous that if you were to try to have that conversation with any serious person, they would laugh at you. But in their agitated state, they've decided to lay the blame on you, Mitch Voter, a previously anonymous, now doxxed Twitter user. Who, ironically enough, doesn't even go to University of Michigan anymore, doesn't even live in Michigan, and now lives in New York. Yeah. Actually, getting Hassan Piker out of the Abdul El-Sayed campaign will help him win more than anything else. It's hard to imagine swing voters in this time. My first campaign is to get him to shut up about your race. You can't just say he's some random streamer when you spend election eve with him and campaign with him. So get him to stop abusing Dems. You need to vote for you. Said, interesting how everyone who says this in DC has a photo like this. Truk. Actually getting Hassan Piker out of the AES campaign. Like, I'm not even in the Abdul El-Sayed campaign. I'm a fucking Twitch streamer. I don't get paid by the Abdul El-Sayed campaign. I don't work hand in glove with the Abdul El-Sayed campaign. I'm a Twitch streamer. I like Abdul El-Sayed. That's it. It's not a crime. I've stumped with him. Not only is this wrong, though, it's just funny how wrong it is. Because this line of attack is unironically what actually played a significant role in this specific race. This attack is actually what backfired so spectacularly, and it's not going to work. And I think the real problem here, for a lot of these people is there's just no way to deal with me because you can't get me fucking fired from my job. I don't have a job. I don't work under a corporation. I am my own platform. And it's so strange that they just they've never encountered a person that is unfireable. I'm unemployed. I'm my own boss. But of course, the Israel firsters have one speed and one speed only. Where does he work? What's his place of employment? We got to get him out of here. Yeah, I'm jobless, I'm unemployed, and I still live with my parents, much like many of my millennial counterparts.
America deserved 9/11?
America deserved 9/11, dude.
El-Sayed refused to disavow it.
I'm not here to disavow people's views.
Abdul El-Sayed, too radical, too dangerous, wrong for Michigan.
People think that the average American cares way more about Hassan Piker than they actually do.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. The frequency with which I step out of my internet spheres and I'm chatting with people and I mention something about Hassan Piker and people say who?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knows who the this guy, he's on Twitch. Like, he's great. I think he's doing good work. He's a Twitch streamer. I cannot believe that this is what they think the most effective attack is going to be.
Yeah. He's living rent-free in these people's minds. It is unbelievable. Like, most people, like normal people I talk to, same thing. Never heard of him. Never heard of Hassan Piker.
And then they Google him, and if they're like an older white, they're like, all right, like, Hassan Piker, I'm in now.
There's a lot of older white ladies on
yeah,
Facebook
the older white ladies are
about
in, man. You should have saw that room last night. Them ladies were just like, oh my God.
Why do they keep the dude in? He's my doctor. We need another meat pick near General? Sure. Hold on one second. All right, let's get back to this.
The Democratic Party is turning its back on American Jewish population. They say, some do, that it's about Israel. No, it's not about Israel. In the case of Abdul el-Sayed, it is anti-Jewish. His bones, his instinct, everything about him is fundamentally anti-Jewish. That's who he is. That's how he was raised. That's what he believes. And you can see it when there was an attempt to drive a car and kill 120 children at a school, of a synagogue in Michigan. And his reaction wasn't to condemn. His reaction wasn't, this is horrible. His reaction was, hurt people, hurt other people. He made excuses. His heart's in the wrong place. It's a frightening time to be Jewish.
Wow. Kaylee. Well, I think Ari's exactly right. I find the comments that Abdul al-Sayed has made personally even more concerning than his association with Hassan Piker and others who also express very disturbing things. Ari mentioned the one that happened after that Jewish preschool terrorist attack. There was another after the U.S. announced the death of the Iranian Ayatollah, a man who is responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of American soldiers. El-Sayed's reaction was to say that he didn't want to publicly comment on it because, quote, there are a lot of people in Dearborn who are sad. At a 2022 speech to the Oklahoma chapter of CARE, which, by the way, is a labeled terrorist organization by the UAE, by Florida, by Texas, El-Sayed blasted state efforts to ban Sharia law, saying, quote, you cannot understand a ban on Sharia without understanding the Trail of Tears. So if you don't want voters...
Says he believes Mao Zedong is one of the greatest leaders. Said he would vote for Hamas over single ever. Referred to Haley Stevens voters as Islamophobic pieces of shit. Showing a wall about you while lying about Abdul. Yeah. Notice how they're showing you and referencing him. Yeah. I don't understand what they're... I guess, like, they know their audience, right? They know their audience where they're like, Abdul, Hassan, same shit, different but, right? Like that's the method. Like this is his platform. This Abdul Rahman, this is his platform. He running on America.
To think that you are sympathetic to radical Islam, then maybe you need to stop being sympathetic to radical Islam. I grew up 20 minutes outside of Dearborn. I'm very familiar with this area. I'm watching this race very closely. I have seen firsthand.
Okay, I've seen this aspect of the coverage.
It's Piker's party now. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
Dude, I wish. I fucking wish. I mean, I wish it was the DSA party. You know what I mean? Like, not the Piker party, but I wish it was like, instead of the Democratic Party, it was a Democratic Socialist of America party, you know? That'd be sick. We would never lose another election ever again. I'm not even kidding.
At least far-left progressive figures from the early 2000s was doing radio. People like Michael, they were actually interested, weren't they? With discernible talent. His slobby sweatshirt and baseball cap routine wasn't a costume. It's how the kid from Flint, Michigan dressed high school. But Hassan Piker, Democrats' new socialist surrogate, is a total phony. He's a Nepo baby who spends more time thinking about his wardrobe than his putrid rhetoric.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay, I'm pro stealing from big corporations because, you know, they steal quite a bit more from their own workers.
Empires never die quietly, and we must end the American empire regardless. The fall of the USSR was one of the greatest catastrophes of the 20th century.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
And as for his apology for those 9/11 comments, simply not credible, given that his hate for America runs through every says and does. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats, and especially candidates like Abdul al-Sayed, are now fellow travelers with a dork who loves all things communist. Watch how Piker oohed and awed when his Chinese fangirls gave him a copy of Chairman Mao's Little Red Book.
Yeah.
It's so funny how much all of these, like, how is this in any, they're trying to kill you, big dog? Dude, I don't even think, I mean, I think they would love for that to happen, but like, why is any of this relevant? Why is any of this even remotely relevant to anybody living anywhere around the country that's like watching this coverage where they're like, okay, yeah, he went to China and he got a Mao's Red Book. Okay. Like, who gives a shit? Devastating clip, to be honest. Why? This kind of stuff didn't work when I was getting inundated by the relevant audiences on the internet. Why the fuck would this work in mainstream news? Because, like, as I've talked about already, I'm in independent media. I'm on the internet. And this is what all of my fucking cyber stalkers have been pumping for years and years and years and years. And it didn't fucking work. So why would it work for the mainstream audience that has even less interest in who I am?
No problem, chat.
Oh, no way!
It's a small one.
And it's the first version.
It's the first. Wait, this is really, really special. Thank you. So that's crazy.
What's crazy is that this is how low the Democrats have sunk. Selling this socialist snake oil to college grads who thought a gender studies degree would get them a good-paying job. Now, Piker helps rock the vote in Ann Arbor, but repulses most Americans in regular working-class neighborhoods because they still actually love their country. And they...
By the way, this argument is so fucking stupid. Okay? And it's also the exact same one that we've heard from Democratic consultants. It's exactly the same. It's like, oh, this is unappealing. This is unappealing. First of all, no person is appealing to all demographics. That's number one. Number two, I am appealing to one demographic and one demographic only. Those who don't normally go out to vote, especially in the primaries, under the age of 45. That's it. And guess what? Every time we've gone out, we've brought the under 45 demographic in large numbers. Now, there are people who are over that demographic, over that age group as well. For sure. But that is what I'm here to do. I'm not here to bring 65-year-olds into the conversation. And they're trying to do everything they can to make me unappealing to the 65-plus-year-old demographic. Yeah. But this is why. This is why they're coming after your boy. Hassan Piker has now rallied and endorsed 13 primary candidates who have won in 5 states. 7 will serve in the 2027 U.S. Congress. Yeah, that's also why they're doing shit like this. I had a lecture opportunity. I was invited to speak at University of Washington, and the University of Washington canceled that appearance. University of Washington is dedicated to the free exchange of ideas, including on controversial topics involving provocative speakers. After Hassan Piker was announced as a speaker for the 2016-2017 speaker series, there was a review of the process by which the event was planned. It was determined that the process for organizing this event did not meet the necessary level of rigor for university-hosted events in the speaker series. As a result, this event will not be held. Going forward, procedures will be updated to ensure standards we have for university-hosted events like the speaker series are met, particularly so that we can help elevate the level of dialogue on divisive topics during a polarized time in our country. They got a boss call. University of Washington invited me to speak on campus. I said yes. Then they got a boss call. The fuck is this? An error occurred? What if this works? Let's see. Huh. What the fuck does this vague ass statement mean? Seems like someone at the top doesn't like Hassan and found out a bit too late about the booking. Based on the lecture series blurb, I assume the lecture series is for people who have done work, research, or otherwise contributed to their field. I'm guessing that being a Twitch streamer does not meet the qualifications of being a lecturer. If Piker has written any books or papers on socialism I'm unaware of, Piker should be allowed to speak at UW, but it doesn't meet the threshold of being a lecturer. Immediately, someone tries to find a response for it. Thinkers, artists, and changemakers, little bro. Edit, if you downvote me, you're a triggered conservative snowflake. They've hosted Turning Point USA multiple times. What the fuck? No, I'm out. It died. And then it's back now, but very, very low. Oh. I don't know what's going on. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm Israel High. I'm Israel High. I'm Israel High. I'm Israel High. I apologize. I love Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu is my favorite leader of all time. Clip this and put that on Fox News. Okay, we're back. Anyway, it's very funny how they literally turn around and find excuses when someone on the left is canceled. Statement on cancellation. Yeah, this is the one that I was looking at. That's what I was looking at. Free speech fail. Ridiculous. I got 3 degrees from the University of Washington. Wonder if I made the right decision if they're this dumb. He's an asshole, but I do not like seeing censorship here, especially since Turning Point USA doesn't get the same treatment. I'm not going to keep posting in here, but the Destiny subreddit keeps brigading this post. The OP of that post in the comments arguing, bro, they literally saw it here first because they followed the subreddit. They found it the same way that I did. I support DSA messages and ideals, just not as messenger. Yeah, it's I think the reality is, wait, you ever think that they keep you so central for a reason? Yes, because it's much easier to prop up someone as a leader only to kill them afterwards. The media loves setting narratives. I am a high-profile media person. I'm a high-profile media personality. It's a target-rich environment. By the way, look at all the related posts. Destiny, 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 Destiny. It's just Destiny. Holy shit. The subreddit, anything Hassan related on Reddit just immediately routes you back to seemingly Destiny. That is unbelievable. This is years. And I mean, this is what, 7 years of brigading, 7 years of like cyber stalking. It makes sense. It reflects the viewers of the post, I think. Well, it's not even, I'm not even logged in. So executives made the boss call. It's obvious you get more views at home and anyways and lose nothing. So the thing I was going to say is as in other Redditors that view the post, that makes sense. So this shit has no real world impact. I think the Fox News stuff might. I mean, this is real world impact, right? The University of Washington canceling my speech has real world impact. But also, will the Democrats use this as an opportunity to actually push back against how Republicans are anti-free speech? Or will they stand quietly by and allow the right-wing Republicans in this country to curtail free speech? Unfortunately, I don't think the Democrats are going to make a big deal out of this. But you were asking me why I've become such a central figure. I've become such a central figure in this discourse. It's because I'm a megaphone. I am a platform for all of us, okay? They can't yell at you guys. They can't yell at the voters. They can't say the voters are voting wrong, although they really want to. So they'll prop up one figurehead and then destroy them. I've officially been propped up. Now comes the destruction. We're in the destruction phase, the character assassination phase.
Hate entitled brats like Piker who pretend to be oppressed. And if we're judged by the company we keep, how does El Sayed, who campaigned in the home stretch with Piker, expect Michigan voters not to think that they're just two birds of a socialist feather?
Look, I'll tell you this. I'm less focused on folks who are campaigning with me, more focused on the folks I'm campaigning to. And I think it's important to stay in touch with the folks who you want to elect you. For right now, I'm focused on winning my state.
Okay, nice sidestep. But the questions aren't going to go away. The Democrats invited the socialists into the tent, and now they're stuck with them. And as for the DSA itself, its turnout desires are by any means necessary. So if a guy encourages political violence, skates on the edge of that at least, and has a big social media following, well, they'll gladly look past his excesses.
Are you comfortable with El Sayed having a close association with him, given some of his past statements? Piker has said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people. I think, we have to get above cancel culture.
Okay, Bernie, cancel culture. Well, Tuesday's result was about the...
Oh, we don't get to say that? Only you guys get to say that while you apply cancel culture methods and techniques?
Best Republicans could have hoped for. El Sayed didn't appeal to working class voters, and now his campaign reeks of Piker's socialist stench. And by November, all but the most radical in the electorate will see that El Sayed and his fellow hard left Dems, they're going to see them for what they've become. Part of a coalition committed to destroying America and teaming up with our enemies. And that's the angle.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows.
Tonight, Zohran, Marxist commie Mamdani booed off stage in New York City?
Yeah, no, come after the king, you best not miss, okay? Come after the king, you best not miss. Let's be real. Zohran is a fucking media demon. Notice how Fox never brings up Mamdani's success? Yeah, of course they won't. What do you mean? They used to. They used to talk about Zohran all the time. They stopped talking about him because he's been cooking. But there will always, look, the same outlets that fucking generate this manufactured outrage campaigns like New York Post have not stopped coming after Zohran. They'll find moments like this, like a Staten Island police association event or something, right? And he'll get booed because that's not his primary constituency. Let's be fucking real. But it's not going to work. People in New York love him.
Wow. Take a look at this. I guess it turns out not everyone in New York City is a raging communist. In fact, not everyone in the Democratic Party is excited about their new socialist rulers and communist rulers. Take a look at this headline. New York Times, quote, moderate Democrats prepare for war against an ascendant left. The war started in 2019. They might have missed it. The Washington Post even prepping voters for the very real possibility that a blue midterm wave is not coming. And tonight, after a series of big primary wins for dozens of bizarre, radical, socialist, communist candidates, the traditional base of the Democratic Party, they're not too happy either. Take a look.
What's in this corridor? Well, there are a lot of working class voters and a lot of African American voters. Abdul al-Sayed did very poorly amongst these groups in the primary.
No, they didn't. No, he didn't. No, he fucking didn't. It's bullshit. He didn't even do that poorly with black voters in general, which is why it's so crazy that this narrative is set. He did phenomenal with the middle class voters. Okay. Haley Stevens ran the numbers up on under 65,000 and over 95,000. These guys are trying to make it happen. They're hoping that this people back movement is actually going to be despised by the masses. I don't think so. They can keep trying. Here's the problem. They don't understand. They don't understand that they don't have the masses' interest anymore. Americans are genuinely sick and tired of mainstream media, whether it be CNN, MSNBC, or especially Fox News. What? What is this?
It's going to be very interesting to see whether or not he can bring them into the tent come the general election, bring those swing voters with them, because where Abdul al-Sayed did well, to be honest with you, we're really just college towns. That's where he really ran up the score.
Now, this Democratic internal intramural civil war is very real. Take a look at this.
If El-Sayed wins, I will not vote Democrat. I'll switch over, and I'll vote for a candidate with character, whoever that might be.
When you lose Manchin and you lose Bill Maher, and let's see, you lose Van Jones and you lose Mark Penn and you lose John Fetterman, no other elected Democrat, that's telling you a lot. Now, a top concern for many of these voters is Abdul el-Sayed's good buddy Hassan Piker. Piker previously called for the streets to run red with blood of property owners. He said America deserved 9/11. He praised Hamas and communist China, even dresses up and pretends to be Chairman Mao. And last night, el-Sayed, he won't condemn his good friend or his radical beliefs. Take a look.
You need to renounce people like the left-wing streamer Hassan Piker, who was campaigning with you, who was out there in Michigan on Monday night, I believe last night as well. Do you have any plans to do that?
Look, I'll tell you this. I'm less focused on folks who are campaigning with me, more focused on the folks I'm campaigning to.
Now, another one of Piker's good friends, socialist congressional candidate Chris Rabb, well, he was on this program last night. He has the bluest congressional district in the country, and he tried to talk in circles, pretended not to even know what show he was on. While
he's still butt mad.
Accidentally revealing his true beliefs. Take a look. Do you want amnesty for illegals and to abolish borders?
What are illegals?
Illegal immigrants, people that didn't respect our laws, borders, and sovereignty, entered the country without permission. Illegally.
I don't accept the premise of that question.
Do you want to abolish ICE?
Absolutely.
Do you want to defund the Department of War?
We need to radically reduce how much money we're spending with the Pentagon. Absolutely.
Would you like to eliminate cash bail and establish a wealth tax?
Absolutely.
Would you like to abolish prisons and abolish the police?
99% of what police do are not going after the bad guys.
Now, yet another DSA congressional candidate from Florida appeared on my radio show today, where, to his credit, he actually answered my question. Seemed like a nice guy, but his beliefs are, well, radical and off the charts. Take a listen.
They want to eliminate the Senate, allow Congress to choose the president and judges. Do you agree with that?
I would like to see the Electoral College abolished.
Do you support eliminating the Senate? Let's start there.
I think that as a long-term reform, we do need to make Congress more reflective of a representative democracy.
Do you want to abolish ICE?
I do.
Do you want to defund the Department of War?
I do think that we need to radically cut our defense spending. The Pentagon has never been able to pass a budget.
Would you eliminate cash bail?
I do think that cash bail is a punitive measure that goes against our Constitution.
Do you think that public ownership of corporations should be taken over by the government?
It depends on what industry.
To each American based on their needs from each American.
It's so funny because I had the same lightning round with Oliver Larkin. This is messed up. Scott, you have decided to talk about me every night and never to me. And now you are stealing. Now you are stealing my shtick. This is fucked up, dude. This is IP theft now. I'm about to hit him with a DMCA.
Based on their ability. Do you support that?
I think that's a fine concept.
Do you know who said that first? You don't, do you?
Inform me.
I will inform you. A guy by the name of Karl Marx.
Very enlightening. Now, there are DSA candidates who are deeply misguided, and there are also DSA candidates who want America to be turned upside down and burned. And then there's Francesca Hong, the likely Democratic nominee for the governor in the great state of Wisconsin, has made very bizarre statements about Thanksgiving and white people, and she demanded over and over again that the police be abolished. Now, all of a sudden, she's saying, oh, I didn't really mean it. There's an election coming up. She called for the Senate to be abolished in writing and then claimed that she never, ever said such a thing. Former Obama.
This is like 90% slander and defamation. Dog, it's Fox News. What the fuck
All
do
right,
you
let's
think?
talk it all.
Hewitt warns LSI will take down every Democrat in Michigan. Nice.
What's happening right now in New York City?
Yeah, Mamdani booted a police event. We're going to skip this.
If you
is
had
the
to
juice.
describe America
this is the
in
real
one-
juice. This is the real good stuff. New York Times opinion went to Black